Okay, let's get this deep dive started.
Yeah.
Today, we're hitting the road, metaphorically speaking anyway. We're looking at a truly iconic American brand.
Yeah, Kenworth. We've been digging into some excerpts from Kenworth, a century of trucking innovation.
Right. And our mission, really, is to understand their journey.
Yeah.
From those early days building tough trucks right up to where they are now.
It's quite a story. Starts way back, Seattle, 1912.
Yeah. Like Gary K. Worthington and Frederick Kent.
Exactly. They bought a company, Girlinger Motor Car Works.
And their focus was specific.
Very specific. Logging trucks. Built for the Pacific Northwest. Really tough conditions.
Makes sense. And then just a couple years later, 1914.
Yeah, they developed this powerful 6-cylinder truck. Big deal at the time.
So they renamed the company.
Gersix Motor Company. Kind of logical, really.
Okay, so that's the starting line. Gersix. But let's unpack what happened next. How did we get to Kenworth, the name we all know?
Right.
And what was that key decision they made early on?
Well, the big moment, the name change, that was 1923.
Okay.
Formal reorganization, and they landed on Kenworth. Pretty clear where that comes from.
Kent and Worthington.
Right, yeah, Kent and Worthington. But it wasn't just the name. The source highlights this really crucial strategic move.
Which was?
They decided deliberately to be the first American truck maker focusing entirely on custom-built commercial trucks.
Wow, okay. Not mass production.
Nope. Tailor-made. Built exactly for what the customer needed for those really demanding jobs.
And that commitment to custom building, that really shaped their reputation, didn't it?
Oh, absolutely. That's fascinating, isn't it? It became their identity, durability, innovation, because they were solving specific, tough problems.
Like using diesel engines early on.
Exactly. They saw the advantage for heavy hauling, logging, mining, construction, the industries they were already serving. They weren't afraid to adopt new tech if it fit the need.
And they also contributed during World War II, building military vehicles.
He did, yeah, like many manufacturers.
Okay, so they built this strong reputation focused on custom, tough trucks. But then a major shift happened in 1945.
Yes. PACCAR, the acquisition by PACCAR.
Right. How significant was that?
If you connect this to the bigger picture, it was huge, absolutely transformative. It gave them the resources, the scale, the ability to go from a respected regional builder to, well, a global player.
And that global expansion kind of coincided with them becoming, well, famous, right?
Yeah.
Even outside trucking circles.
Yeah, this is where it gets really interesting, like you said, the 60s and 70s.
The look.
The look, those long-nosed Kenworths, so much chrome, symbols of the open road.
Convoy, Smokey and the Bandit, those movies put them right on the big screen.
Absolutely. Made them cultural icons. Cemented the name in a way manufacturing specs never could.
So they had the toughness, the custom build, then this incredibly powerful image.
But they didn't just rest on the chrome, right? Innovation kept going.
Aerodynamics.
Exactly. The 80s, the early 2000s, fuel efficiency became a much bigger deal. So the designs changed, more streamlined.
Responding to what operators needed. Lower running costs.
Always circling back to the customer needs, in a way.
Which brings us, more or less, to today.
Right. And now, maybe the biggest shift yet. Green transportation.
Electric, hybrid, hydrogen fuel cells.
Yeah, they're deep into developing all of it. Applying that same engineering focus to zero-emission trucks.
It does raise an important question, though, doesn't it? How does a brand like Kenworth, built on, the power and sound of diesel, the image of those classic rigs, how do they keep that identity, that symbol of strength, while moving to electric, to hydrogen?
That is the question. It's a fascinating tightrope to walk.
It really is an incredible story when you lay it out. From custom logging trucks,
that specific focus early on,
through PACCAR giving them global reach, the pop culture moment,
adapting with aerodynamics,
and now pioneering green tech. It's constant adaptation.
And understanding that history, that willingness to adapt and innovate, it tells you a lot about transportation today, not just about Kenworth.
Yeah. It shows how tradition and innovation aren't always opposites. So thinking about that journey, from the roar of a diesel engine to maybe the hum of an electric motor, what does this push towards electric and hydrogen really mean for the future, for the image, even the sound of our highways?
Does that kind of innovation mean leaving tradition behind entirely, or can you actually build on that powerful legacy, that image of strength in new, maybe unexpected ways?
Definitely something to think about next time you see one of those Kenworths rolling by.